this is how the Anytime backup camera works for Tacomas, the kit that I got. Um, it's important to know how it works to be able to install it without a problem or modify it. The kit that I got was the full kit. It came with a large harness, 28 channel harness, a smaller harness, a relay switch, and the camera. So the large harness and the smaller harness are basically an extension of your OEM harness that you already have, but it comes pre-tapped with extra wires here. So instead of you having to pre-tap your to tap into your original harness, they give you an extension which you're gonna use in between the original harness and your radio unit, and this extension already has wires pre-tapped nicely. So the large harness has orange and 12-volt wires coming out of it. The small harness has a video RCA cable altered here. So this is how the video signal goes from, this is the rear view camera, so it goes towards the display. Since your radio unit has only one video channel, you can only view one camera at a time on the display. So what they do is they basically, instead of sending the video signal from your rear view camera through this harness towards your display, you reroute it here. That's a yellow connection of the RCA here, you'll see it. That's another RCA connection, that's another RCA connection. But they change the way the video signal goes, and they add a relay here. So you have the RCA cable that is coming from your front view camera, and the RCA connection here goes to your relay. The video signal that is coming from your rear view camera goes into your relay, and then in this relay it's gonna choose what video signal goes towards your display, right? So how this relay works, let's see what I googled here. It's a basic relay. So under normal conditions, one of the contacts is going to be constantly touching here. If you put current through this coil, it will pull the metal plate down, and the connection is going to meet at the bottom. So it switches between two connections, and this is exactly what is happening in our relay. So it switches between this RCA video input from the front view camera and the rear view camera RCA video input, and we put electrical current through it, through this green wire. So the relay is going to have this RCA connections. Once again, this is from the front view camera, rear view camera, and this goes towards the display. It's either the signal is going to go from the rear view camera towards your display, or the front view camera, and the relay will switch and put it toward this display. Now the switch that we have here is going to come as green, red, blue, gray, orange, and black wires. And let's go to this larger harness. So the larger harness gives us 12-volt red wire, and it gives us the orange wire. So this red 12-volt wire will be connected to your switch, orange will be connected to orange, green from the relay will be connected to green from the switch, and it will be connected to red from the front view camera RCA. So the RCA that is coming from the front view camera also has a red wire coming out of it, all right? And then you will connect green from the switch, green from the relay, and red from the front view camera altogether. This switch here is a 3-position switch. So what the switch does is closes the loop, right? So if it's in a middle position, the loop is open, nothing is gonna work. When you press it forward, it closes the loop, it sends, so it closes and connects together either orange and red wires, or 12 orange and 12 volt, right? Because our red wire here is 12 volt, or green and red, which is 12 volt, and it's gonna send electrical current either toward this orange wire or our green wire. The orange wire goes to our rear view camera. So when we press down, the switch closes this loop and it sends signal to the rear camera to come on, right? Then it goes to the rear view camera, the camera turns on, and it sends a video signal through our RCA cable to our relay. And remember, the relay is set to show, initially it's set to allow current to go through, to the signal to go through from the rear view camera. So it slowly goes. The relay does nothing. So the connection is made to the rear view camera. Now when we flip the switch up, it makes a connection our green wire and 12 volt red wire. And it sends the signal through the green wire here, close the loop. First it sends a signal to our relay through the green wire, right? It's all connected. The relay switches the signal, let's see, the relay switches the contact, it goes down. So now our relay will allow the front RCA cable to send the signal through, right? Because we put the current into relay and it's the coil moved the plate, it switched what video RCA cable will allow, put the signal into our display, right? So and what this green wire also does, it closes the loop and it sends 12 volt through the red wire that is coming from the front view camera to our camera. And that's why this kit does not need a fuse, it doesn't need a separate 12 volt source, because it uses 12 volt coming from the radio unit, from our harness here, right? So once again, we have pre-tapped harnesses instead of you having to do it. We have our relay, which is set. Number 1 position is to allow the video to come from the rear view camera, but if we electrify through the switch, if we flip the switch forward, sends 12 volt to relay, and it changes the contact, and now it allows the front camera RCA cable to make contact here and show the image on the display. So the relay basically guides the signal, and it changes positions by from our switch here, we flip, we put current in, and it shows the front camera. Now this green wire also sends 12 volt to our front camera, and our front camera here is now gonna work without a fuse. All right, it's quite simple, but important to understand to be able to install everything right. So now let's look at our front view camera here. So it will come in two pieces. One is going to be a camera with a 4-pin small black wire with 4 pins connection. Here to the small 4 pins, we're going to have another harness which is going to split in 2. So it's another 4-pin. It's how you connect it together, this harness and this harness. And the second harness has one will be a video RCA cable. The other one will split in 2 one is gonna be black and red. So two wires are gonna be coming out of here. The red you will connect to our red that is going from this RCA long extension cable, because it will transmit the 12 volt. Remember, we flip a switch and the switch connects green and red, or 12 volt. So the 12 volt went here, all the way to the front, and we connect our 12 volt wire, which is gonna go directly to our camera, and the black wire is gonna be our ground. So you have to find where to place it. And this RCA will be plugged into our extension.